Hey, what's going on, black people? What's happening? I am I'm here tonight. I have a few extra minutes, and so I'm not going to be in here long. But for the limited amount of time that I am here, I figured since it's Friday night and it's a good time to not give a fuck. So I thought I would come in and literally give you 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how long we talk, to ask me any question and I will answer your question. So ask me any question and I'll answer. And I'm just gonna read out from the chat. What's up, DDS? How are you? Good to see you, man. Is it? Are you? You're a dude, right? DDS. Tell me if you are male or female. Let me see here. Okay. And by the way, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Instagram is the Real Boyce Watkins. That's what my Instagram is, the Real Boyce Watkins. How do I pay myself with an LLC? Talk to your accountant about it. Just make sure you have an accountant. Make sure your accountant's good. I've made the mistake before of hiring a bad accountant, and it cost me very, very dearly. So get you an accountant that has experience and somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. That's really, really important. Let me see. Hold on. My manager sent me a note. Hold on. Oh, nice. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. My friend's daughter appeared on America's Got Talent or was auditioning, so I was looking at the video. Sorry about that. It's Friday night, so I'm just chilling. Um, Let me see. Okay, I'm looking for your questions. Feel free to pop in your questions. Okay, how do we form an all-black political party? Get some political science experts on that. But Dr. Claude Anderson actually outlines a lot of that in Powernomics. And basically, the goal would be to put forth candidates and to vote as a block based on specific issues that you have. So, I'm not an expert in forming political parties, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm the guy who could know how to do that. If I don't know how to do something, one of the biggest things that I like to do is talk to people who know what the hell they're doing. So I wouldn't say I'm a political science expert. I understand a little bit about what it means to gain influence and power, but I don't know everything about politics to the point of forming a political party and all that. Because I have to admit, I'm a little bit cynical about the political system. Let's see, it's Saturday. I thought this was live. Did I say that it's not Saturday? I thought I said Saturday. Maybe I got the day wrong. We have a conference in December and would be encouraged by your efforts. Okay. Yeah, email me. Email me at manager@boycewatkins.com if you want me to speak at your event, your conference, whatever the case may be. Manager@boycewatkins.com. Dr. Boyce, can you give advice to African professionals in the diaspora based in Amsterdam? Um, well, I mean, a lot of advice when it comes to wealth and power comes down to understanding the three ways that people build wealth, which is through real estate, stocks and bonds, and entrepreneurship. The easiest pathway to getting wealth without having a lot of financial capital typically tends to be entrepreneurship because you can actually translate your human capital into actual cash, right? You can take your expertise, convert that into money, and then also, you'd be amazed at how much stock you could buy just by using the same money that you might spend on, lattes at Starbucks or fast food. I'm not saying don't get fast food or lattes. You can get all of that. Just put some things into your future. Like put as much money into your investments as you put into your fast food. If you do that, like that right there's a winning strategy. Literally, if a person just said, every dollar I put into fast food, I'm gonna put that into stocks and bonds, that person would die pretty wealthy, especially, or and also if they had insurance and things like that. Have you heard of the year of the return 2019? Yes, that's part of the reason I'm going to Ghana on December 6th. Michael Roberts, who is a billionaire out of St. Louis, very cool, very intelligent black man, invited me to go join his group, and I'm taking my son with me, and we are very excited about that trip. Um, What's your opinion on the bill says, what's your opinion on the recent news about there not being enough economically attractive men to marry? Well, it is true, but it's complicated. The thing is, the black male is conquered. The black male is conquered psychologically and politically and economically. And in order for us to be conquered, in order to get somebody's foot off your neck, you got to move your neck. We keep putting our neck underneath their foot, and then we complain about their foot being on our neck. And so my point is to say, The reason black men don't succeed is because you're looking to a white man's system to help you get ahead. You're depending on that. And when you're depending on the white man's system to get ahead, then the white man's always going to make sure you come in last place. You know, like if I play for the Dallas Cowboys, I'm trying to compete with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not going to keep giving the ball to the Eagles and hoping that they give me points because they're not going to do that. They play defense, they play offense. They're not trying to give me points, you know. So you got to know how to get points. You got to learn how to compete. And you can only compete with white supremacist systems by getting out of those systems and developing alternative systems. Going and kissing enough white ass in hopes that they're going to change their behavior. It's just not going to work. Let's see. Anthony says, "How do you respond to our people that say we've already tried to build?" I tell them to remember in the Vietnam War, in the northern Vietnam during the Vietnam War, the Viet Cong were very determined, and we couldn't figure out how to kill that enemy. They were like, how's this little group of people in this little tiny country fighting the most powerful military force in the world? So what they did was they said, we're just going to bomb the hell out of them. We're going to bomb them into oblivion. So what they did was they actually dropped more bombs on northern Vietnam than all the bombs that were dropped through all of Europe, all through World War II combined. Like they literally dropped more bombs on that one tiny area of North Vietnam than were dropped on, every European country throughout all of World War II combined by all the countries put together. And they could not understand how they kept on fighting. They blow up a bridge, the bridge would be back 2 days later. They blow up a road, the road would be fixed up. They hit some trenches, whatever, trenches be redug, rebuilt, everything set up again. And basically 30 years later, when the countries had good relationships again, they were able to ask them, like, how did you do it? How did you keep fighting despite the fact that we did everything we could to stop you? And what they said was, we have a saying. The saying was, if they blow it up, we will rebuild. If they blow it up again, we will rebuild again. And black people can learn from that. It's determination, man. If you are determined in your life, individually or collectively, if you are just so goddamn determined that you're not going to stop no matter what, that you're going to fight until the wheels fall off, that you're going to go even when all hope is lost and you've used up every muscle in your body and you just ain't going to stop till death do you part, you can't lose. You cannot lose. So the key to success is making sure that your determination outlast any obstacle that's in front of you. Obstacles are finite, but your determination can be infinite. People with infinite determination do not fail. Period. Facts. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done this. And if you ask a question and I miss it, please feel free to just copy it again. Let me see here. Which industries do you feel produce billionaires other than the tech side? Good question. Because I love technology. I mean, most money is generated in technology. Billionaires. I don't know. Gotta think about that. Wish I could tell you. That makes me, I want to Google that. Hit the thumbs up button, please, while I Google this. Which industries produce the most billionaires? Let me see. Finance and investments. Oh, duh. Hedge fund managers. Duh. Because I got former students who are like multi-millionaire hedge fund managers now. Fashion and retail is number 2. Let's see, with 235. Finance and investments has 310. Real estate has 220. Manufacturing 270. And technology only has 9% of the billionaires, which is 205. So actually, technology is not even in the top 2. Let's see here. Anthony Smith says, thank you, Dr. B. Let's keep the fight going. Absolutely. How does one learn about stocks and bonds? Says Just Love. Well, I have a great stock market investing program, but I don't want you to sign up for it now. For Black Friday, we're doing a massive discount on my stock market investing program. It is an excellent program. It's better than anything you've ever taken in college. And there's a 30-day, 100% money back guarantee if you're not happy for any reason. So there's no risk to you whatsoever. The URL is theblackstockmarketprogram.com, THE. That's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. But don't sign up today. On Black Friday, we're actually going to do a massive discount for just 48 hours, and you guys will be able to go in and sign up at a very, very low rate. So, it's the best we can do. We can't do everything for free because you can't run a business with nothing, right? So what we ask people is we don't ask for much from the community, but we ask you to at least support us as much as our people support Popeye's chicken. because we give you something better. You know, our education is going to make you healthy. Popeye's chicken is going to kill you. Would you sign Colin Kaepernick to Boyce Watkins Films to do a movie for his life story? Hell yeah. Colin Kaepernick is gold, man. I mean, these companies that, these NFL teams that are not signing Kaepernick, I don't understand it. I'd like to understand the logic behind not signing Kaepernick. Maybe there's something that they know that I don't know. But even if you don't like this dude, Kaepernick is a good investment. Did you guys know Nike's market value went up $26 billion after they signed Kaepernick? Nike smart. Nike would have signed Ali because it would have been good for business. You know, you got to listen to the people. Like, Kaepernick has I don't even like everything Kaepernick says and does. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. I mean, I heard some of what Stephen A. said. I could feel that. I heard some of what Kaepernick said. I could get with that. I don't pick sides like that. I analyze stuff. And people get mad at me. They think, oh, you flip-flopping, Doc. You keep going back and forth. That's because I'm not a brainless motherfucker who's going to just go in lockstep with what somebody says. I don't do that. I'm not a good groupie. I'm not good at being anybody's groupie. I listen, I observe, I analyze, I see the value in everything. So at the end of the day, whether you agree with Kaepernick or not, that man is he's going to make far more money not playing football than he ever could have made as a 49er, in my opinion. That's just my theory. Mama Ziki says the upcoming estate planning workshop can assist artists with securing their art in the estate for their kids. Yes. Does attorney Nicole Compton have any experience in the area? Yes, she's very good at this. The seminar on estate planning is going to take place actually in 2 days. You can sign up at drboyceseminars.com. That's drboyceseminars.com. There's also a seminar that you can find at drboyceseminars.com that's coming up on how to make money as a government contractor. So we actually found a guy, Walter Cotton III, who's going to basically teach how to go through the red tape to get government contracts. There's a lot of money in the government. You might as well get your piece. So there you go. There it is. Hey, Dr. Watkins, do you have a curriculum for homeschooling parents that is not a monthly payment plan? I would like to purchase a package for myself and my children. Actually, yes, we do. If you go to theblackHomeschoolGuide.com, theblackHomeschoolGuide.com, there is a program there that's in the Black Business School, theblackHomeschoolGuide.com. We use the word black a lot because we just like people to know who we are. In this program, there's actually a one-time payment option or a monthly payment option, and you can get the first month free if you go to theblackHomeschoolGuide.com. And also, we have our business school for children at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. If somebody could type it in the chat so others can see it, I'd appreciate it. It's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. Untouchable T, what do you think about Judge Joe Brown saying that a black man should be on the $20 bill for a black woman? I think that there's something to be said. I see Judge Joe Brown is interesting because I did not agree with him at all at first. I thought that what he said was a little bit out there. But I think that what he was saying was he was looking at it in more so of a big picture framework. You know, he wasn't thinking about it in terms of, the man should always be ahead of the woman, and the woman always has to be subordinated to the man. I think that the way I think he saw it was kind of like this, right? Like if I'm out with my, one time I was out with Alicia, and there was a man who I felt was interested in her, and he kept talking to her, and he did not acknowledge me. He's like shaking her hand, looking her in the eye, turning his body toward her, and not acknowledging me. I took that as a sign of disrespect. I mean, that man was about to get slapped, right then, because I'm like, no, you're not going to talk to my woman and not talk to me, And so from a masculine perspective, I think men can feel slighted the way one man might insult another man is by ignoring him and talking to his woman instead. And so I think that the way he took it is that one of the ways that the white man has always insulted the black man is he's sort of marginalized him, pushed him out of the picture so that he can have direct access to the woman, right? And so he's elevating and propping up the woman, giving the woman raises and promotions and stuff like that in corporate America, and pushing the black man to the side. The black man and the black woman apply. They both have the same credentials. The black woman gets in, the black man does not, because the black man is seen as a threat. So I think that, the lack of acknowledgement of black men is yet another way to slight black men. So I see his statement as being more in defense of black men than I see it as being an attack on black women. Because I don't think anybody can make an argument that Harriet Tubman doesn't deserve to be on the $20 bill. But I think that what is being said is that, when you consistently elevate the women above the men, you're really further emasculating an entire community. And when you do that, when you kill the men of a community, it's much easier to oppress that community because you need men. Men are very important. You need men. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't have men, then you have all the chaos that we have now. You have, all these little kids can't read, shooting each other up in the street because their mamas can't control them out here, getting raped by men like R. Kelly and stuff like that because ain't no daddies at home protecting them. Like, we live in a society where people have been taught that men don't matter. And so people are just being encouraged that, if you're not happy with a man, kick him out of the house. And next thing you know, you're trying to do it all by yourself, and it's just kind of a mess. Let's see, Doc was about to slap his yeah, I was. I mean, I was about to slap it. I mean, I felt, insulted. Like, wait a minute, you don't do that. You don't come up to a man that's sitting with his woman and talk to the woman and not talk to the man. Like, that's not cool. You definitely need men, but Judge Joe Brown is dead ass wrong. Well, you have a right to say that, Jamal. I'm not gonna say that you're wrong entirely. I don't agree with everything Judge Joe Brown says. I felt like when he was challenging the Breakfast Club and calling them all those names and trying to get them to come out and debate him, I saw what he was doing. I felt like it was a push for attention, and I didn't really think. I mean, I said I knew right then. I said they're probably going to ignore him now. Like, now it's not going to happen because they see what he's doing. They see he's trying to bait them into a debate. And I don't know if he's trying to get on a bigger platform again, maybe because he doesn't have a show or something. I don't know. What do you think about TMZ putting Dame Dash's hearing online? Dame is interesting. I don't really, I don't work with Dame as much. We're not a great fit, as far as working together. But I don't have anything negative to say about him. I choose to look at the positive of it all. But I'll just say that he and I are not the same person. And I just, if something isn't a fit for who I am, I don't want to be around that for too long. But it doesn't mean I dislike Dame. I mean, I wish him the best. I met everybody who was in that video or whatever. I knew all those people. I was right there with them, many occasions. And his pregnant fiance, Rocky, wonderful lady. Dame is a smart guy. We're a lot alike in certain ways. We're a lot different. We're a lot alike, though. And our birthdays are even like a month apart or something very weird like that. And in fact, there was one time where somebody put me on a meme and quoted me, and everybody thought it was Dame Dash who actually said it. Something about the Jewish man talking about black people being liquid money, where you pour liquid in your hand and liquid goes through your hands. And they gave Dame, like, everybody was saying Dame Dash said it. And when I met Dame said, yeah, everybody keeps saying I made this quote, but I didn't say it, And I was like, yeah, I said it, but we look alike, so people thought it was you. And so I really like the guy in that regard. Are we going to work together on anything? Probably not. But again, it ain't a matter of like, you're not going to see me going around here like, oh, I'm just mad at him. Fuck him. That old motherfucker. I don't really do that. I think it's kind of tacky when people do that. Can you speak to the power of having a passport and being willing to leave the U.S. for other opportunities? Absolutely. You have to leave the country. You have to understand part of getting over white supremacy is not letting white supremacy occupy all your motherfucking attention. Part of getting over white supremacy is minimizing the amount of real estate that white supremacy takes up in your brain. You see, when you're small mind, when you're younger, when you're less mature, and you see something you see to be an enemy or something that is an obstacle to you, the way you think you have to overcome it is you obsess over it. Like, you're fighting it. You're constantly fighting it. But what I learned is that the day you really overcome it is when you've totally forgotten about it. It's like an ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend who hurt your feelings, right? You're all sad and depressed, like, oh, you don't want me, right? You're all sad, right? Then you go through that next stage where you're defiant, like, I will survive as long as I know how to love. Like I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna get somebody better, blah blah, right? And so you're still obsessed with the person. You're still thinking, like that thin line between love and hate. You hate them because you still love them, right? You have emotional reactions to them because you're still connected to that person. So if you want to know who they're dating, you want to know if they're happy or not, right? You want to be happier than them. You want to look better than them, right? But then what happens is, I think you go to a third stage where you're indifferent, right? The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference. So if you get to the point where you're indifferent, that's when you find out, like, somebody says, oh, so-and-so, she's dating so-and-so now. And you're like, oh, that's cool. Good for her. I hope it works out for her. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really care, good or bad, one way or the other. So basically, I think with white supremacy, we got to take those same steps. Like, you know, at first we start off being oppressed and downtrodden by it. Like, we're sad and depressed and like, oh, Lord, the white man done did it again. You can't fight the white man, Lord Jesus, right? Then you get to the point where it's like, fight the power, white supremacy, racism, white supremacy. Right? Did you hear what those white people did? Those white people, you ain't gonna do that to us. How dare you say, you called me a monkey. You put a noose in my locker, right? You're at that point where you're really fighting it, right? And but the problem is, though, you're occupying all your productive, positive energy that could be used to build something for your life and to do something productive is being actually taken away from you because you're dedicating all this energy to focusing on what white people are doing, or focusing on what white people think about what you're doing, or focusing on what a white man called you, right? Like, people, Negroes, I know Negroes who will go to jail. Like, seriously, do anybody know like Negroes who literally will straight up go to jail if you call them a nigga? Like, somebody call them the N-word, they literally will, like, they'll be like, I'm gonna go to jail today, right? Why are you gonna go to jail because some random person on the street used a trigger word that's gonna get you to ruin your life? I mean, do you know how bad jail is? Do you really want to go to prison over that toothless redneck who just said, oh, okay, you stupid, I'm gonna just call you a name and get you to mess up your whole life, and then on top of that, I can sue you and take you for you and your family for everything you got, right? When you get more mature, you move beyond that. You just say, oh, well, okay, you know, somebody call you the N-word, you're like, oh, well, you a nigga too, you know, whatever. You keep walking, or you just say, whatever, I don't care, because if you know you're not a nigga, then it doesn't matter. Like I told you guys yesterday, like one of my relatives actually told me that story about, she was at work and they were at the table and somebody used the N-word, and a white lady who was a liberal came up. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You must be so hurt. I'm so sorry they called you a nigger. And the black lady was like, I thought she was talking to you. She said, when she said the N-word, I was looking for the nigger in the room because I know it wasn't me. You know, and so I'm just saying that that's another way to look at it. And what I find is that, you know, when you get to the point where you're not really worried about that type of stuff, your spirit becomes free. You know, you're free to be who you're meant to be. You're free to self-actualize. So I believe that getting a passport is also part of that process. So for me, having a passport meant um, it meant realizing and reminding myself that the world is bigger than the United States. You know, just because I don't have opportunities here don't mean I can't have opportunities all around the world. You know, just because, you know, I may not be loved here don't mean I can't be loved in other places. You know, and I think that's very important to understand. Again, I compare it to dating, because the reason that you all sad over that one motherfucker, you know, and you is because you can't see the other 10 million people you could be dating right now, but you're only focused on one. So you've taken the size of your universe and taken it from being this big to being this big. All right, expand the size of your universe. That will help you find happiness. Can you still call the number with the 773? Says Bruce. We still have it. I've just been lazy. I haven't put it out there. I need to start doing it again. Thank you for reminding me. I thought about that last week. I'm gonna go back to it. Um, Let me see here. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. Do you see? Today says, do you allow guests to showcase business ventures on your platform? We do some stuff. Well, I'll do shout outs for businesses, or like, in fact, if you put something in the super chat, like, don't put like $2. Don't be like an asshole about it, but put like a few dollars in the super chat to like support what we're doing, and I'll shout your business out. So it's like good, cheap advertising. Now, if you want something more formal, we do have advertising packages and stuff like that. You can actually email manager@boycewatkins.com if that's something that you're interested in doing, because this is a good platform to advertise a business on, because we reach a lot of Black people. Bill says, what's your opinion on China going into poor countries, building up their infrastructure, not hiring the locals, and then putting the local government in debt? I hear this is a big issue in Jamaica. Yeah, well, the Chinese are playing gangster powernomics. They tend to play the economic game in a way that heavily favors themselves, and you can learn from that. But I don't want to replicate that. I don't think it's a fair model. But the problem is the reason that they have so much strength, I believe, is because they value the things that we don't value. Like the Chinese heavily value. I spent a lot of time studying China. I taught a class in China. I did that tour of China where I went to a bunch of different cities. You guys remember that when I went there about maybe, I guess, what was it, in 8 months, not 9 months ago? And I videotaped a lot of stuff, and I was analyzing the way commerce and business is done in China. The Chinese value things that we don't value here. Like, they value unity and the group over the individual. We are a bunch of individualistic motherfuckers, which is why we lose. Black people, you know, can't even keep our family together because all that motherfucking shit can't be talking to me like that, or I refuse to settle, or I can't handle that bitch, you know, right? Whatever. We get into all this whole like neck swinging, like I hate you situations where we don't understand the group is what protects you. The pack is what keeps you safe, right? You need a crew. The world is gang affiliated. So if you're in a gang affiliated neighborhood and you don't have no gang, there's a good chance you're going to get exploited by all the gangs in the block. Seriously, the Crips and the Bloods gonna come whoop your ass because you ain't put on blue or you ain't put on red. So that means we can all like beat you up and take your lunch money every day. Now I'm not trying to encourage joining gangs or whatever. You think about that what you want. Although I think the image and the brands have shifted over time. But my point is to say the Chinese really value groupthink. They value group unity. They also value education. We don't value education. In America, we do not value it. We will take the most ignorant, uneducated, dumb motherfuckers and make them the most famous people in the world. Like we'll take a Cardi B or the Migos. Migos sound like they can't even spell the word NBA. And we put these Negroes up on big pedestals and we make all of our children want to be just like them. So the children grow up wanting to be ignorant too. Like a child will be more ashamed of going to school with hand-me-down clothes or budget discount clothes from Walmart than they would about not being able to read. Think about this. A kid would be ridiculed more for not having stylish clothes or not having a fresh haircut than they would for not being able to read, write, or do math. And that is your problem. That's our issue. That's why the Chinese win and that's why we lose. They value education. They ain't into that shit. They're into working together as a group. The family unit matters. The elders are important. You can't be running around disrespecting no elders. You will get your ass whooped. They do all the things that we don't do. They save their money. Their savings rates are insane. They spend money now. Don't get me wrong. Asians will spend money. They love to invest. They love to gamble, and they're not perfect. But I'm telling you, those are three things I observed. Group. They work well as a group. They believe deeply in education, and they also believe in saving and investing. If we did those three things as Black people, we got really good at working as groups, became highly educated, and became committed to saving and investing, we would overcome white supremacy in a generation. Let me see here. Are you blessed or messy? I'm mad that you dissed the FLOTUS's book without reading it, but congrats on the engagement. Well, sorry I made you mad. I just know too much about the Obamas from living in Chicago. I can't reveal all my secrets because I'm not trying to get killed. Let's see. Cassius says, I respect you, everything you teach me. Do you value Antonio More and Ados opinions, even though he criticizes you? I used to work with Antonio More, the Ados guy. He's on my Your Black World YouTube channel. I used to let him use my YouTube channel a lot. And I think that, we could have been great allies. We could have been great partners. In fact, I was partners with Yvette Carnell. And one of my biggest critiques of the ADOS leadership, not the membership. The membership has the right idea. The membership is right. We need to talk about descendants of slaves. I mean, that's a no-brainer. I'm ADOS. You can't not be ADOS if you're ADOS, right? So, I'm ADOS, you're ADOS. A lot of us are. But the biggest critique I have of the ADOS leadership is that they spent too much time attacking people that were too close to home. You don't shit where you eat. So basically they were shitting where they were eating by attacking people who agreed with them. It's one thing if you're attacking people that are your natural sworn enemies. You're attacking white supremacy, you go after the Republicans or whatever it is that you want to do. I don't care about that. But when you go after like sacred elders in the community, like Dr. Claude Anderson, a lot of people are going to lose love for you over that. You go after Louis Farrakhan, a lot of people ain't going to respect that. You criticize Pan-Africanism, people ain't cool with that. Then you go after other people that are trying to build things in a different way from you, like Jay Morrison. When you go after Jay Morrison, and Antonio did a whole lecture on why Jay Morrison was a dirty capitalist or whatever, but then now you're aligned with Byron Allen, who's a bigger capitalist. So that almost makes you look a little hypocritical. Whereas I'm not saying that, you have to agree with everything Jay Morrison does, but if there's not a reason to go head to head with Jay, why not just keep that critique in your pocket and then see where your common ground is located? That's the thing. I believe you go a lot further by looking for ways that you actually connect, as opposed to looking for ways that you disconnect. So, I mean, again, Frances Cress Welsing. I think Yvette went after Frances Cress Welsing. So I was like, damn, like Frances Cress Welsing is dead. She ain't fucking with nobody. Like let the lady be dead. It's an unnecessary distraction that ultimately led to a lot of people clapping back. Tariq Nasheed starts a conference. You feel like he's competing with you. Well, Black people can have more than one conference. White people don't have one conference. So Black people can have 10,000 conferences. It's okay to have a lot of conferences, right? And so when you get into that mindset, like you're competing with us, you're taking from us, you're taking something from us. A lot of people would interpret that to be very territorial, almost narcissistic, very selfish language. Like it's not about the movement, it's about me, my stake, my claim, what I own, etc. And so I'm just going to say now, again, I know people give me a hard time about it, and since it's Saturday night, I'm only talking about it this much because it's Saturday night. Normally during the week I don't really fuck with this because I'm not out here trying to. I'd rather talk about other things, but I see the ADOS versus FBA versus the DAS movement, because you got the Descendants of American Slaves movement in Louisville, Kentucky. They're threatening to sue ADOS because they're saying that you took our idea, you took our blueprint, right? I don't know, but that's what the guy said, something about legal action on his Twitter feed, because he had been working on this for a very long time, and he happens to be in the same city they held their conference. But I see all of this as an unnecessary fight because all these people should be working together. I'm like, all of y'all are the same. You pretty much all say the same shit. You just say it in different ways. Really. I mean, if you lay out everybody all the black YouTubers that were fighting, it was so funny. I know these people really well. I know Tariq Nasheed very well. I know Michi X very well. I know Yvette Carnell very well. I know Antonio Mori very well. And all of the four of these people, the reason I worked with all of them at some point is because we have a lot in common. And I think the difference is that if I were to talk to them now, even to this day, if they reached out to me and talked to me now, I wouldn't be looking for all the reasons that we disagree. I'd be like, okay, you got that over there. I don't agree with that. But here's some stuff over here that we can agree on. Let's work together. Let's focus on this. Because the thing that people don't understand, black people have yet to learn, when you fight, you lose. It doesn't matter. Even if you win the fight, there's no such thing as a winner in a war. There's only the person who wasn't the biggest loser. So a lot of times we make the mistake of thinking that because I wasn't the biggest loser, because that nigga over there lost more than me, because I destroyed his ass, that somehow you won. You didn't really win. You lost because what you did was you took somebody. So let's say you're level 7, they're level 3, but they can chop away at you. So 7 minus 3 is 4. So you're like, I took you from 3 to 0. You took me from 7 to 4, but I'm still standing, right? But really, it should have been 7 plus 3 is 10. Do you follow what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Like instead of making the best way to defeat an enemy, somebody said this, and I agree with 100%. The best way to defeat an enemy is to find a way to make that enemy into your friend. Because if you can take an enemy and turn them into a friend, not only have you eliminated the negative energy, but you've created positive energy. You created unity. So I'm here to tell you 100% to the bottom of my heart. I'll put this on my grandma. If any of these people, I'm cool with it. Me and Tariq talk a lot. I don't talk as much to Yvette and stuff like that, and it makes me very sad. But if any of these people call me up and say, hey, Boyce, let's put the past behind us and let's come out together and form a unified front, and let's figure out how we can work together in a win-win situation where we will operate with a code of conduct and support one another and find a way to win, I would take that deal in a minute. And all these people, and I throw Umar Johnson in there too, because Umar been having an issue with me for the longest. I throw Umar in there too. So again, maybe there's something about the way I speak that what's the word that causes people to get pissed at me. I got a few people that get mad at me because I tend to just say what's on my mind, and sometimes it pisses people off. But all these people could call me right now, tomorrow, or text me or call me and say, hey, Boyce, I want to hit the reset button, and I would be like, thank you, yes. Now let's go conquer the world, because I ain't trying to fight you. I'm trying to fight white people. Let's go declare war on Popeye's chicken. How about that? How about we join forces and all of us use our platforms to go kick Popeye's chicken in the ass because they selling refried diabetes at $100 million a pop. They taking $50 million a week out of the hood selling refried diabetes. We can fight that. And that would be a more constructive win that the community would cheer for. Like people would cheer for that. People would be ecstatic to see. Can you imagine? Visualize this. Imagine if tomorrow, you had, let's say you threw me in there, right? And then you had Tariq and Michi X and Yvette Carnell and Antonio Mori, and then I grabbed Dr. Claude Anderson, then Umar Johnson and whatever, and Roland Martin, and we all were on a team and said, we're all coming after Popeye's chicken as a unified force. We formed a coalition to go and deal with the fact that Popeye's chicken is selling refried diabetes and robbing black people at the same time. Would you cheer for that? Would that make you happy? Like, would that be something that you would approve of? It would make, if Rizza Islam, throw him in there too. And so I know the thing is, it's so weird that to even be in that space, because people are so sensitive that even when you say their name, they take that as an insult. Like, oh, that Negro said my name. So maybe it's just part of the game. Maybe people feel like if I say someone's name or put their name in my video, it's going to get a lot of views, because these views pay money. Like, people make money when their videos get lots of views, and maybe that's what the game is. But I don't understand it. I don't really, but I'll tell you, I'll tell you this. One thing I do like about Tariq Nasheed, this is being real, is I like the way Tariq just kind of, at least, Tariq is who he is. You can critique whatever you want. You don't have to agree with everything he does, but he stays on code. He's very consistent. When we talk, he gets it. Like, he's strategic. He gets it. I think some people still don't get it. You'll never go far by always just focusing on yourself as an individual. You go further when you form healthy alliances with people, and you choose your enemies very carefully. You got to choose your enemies very carefully. He said Roland Martin, though. Yeah, Roland Martin ain't all bad. I mean, Roland's got his issues, right? We know the issues, right? But Roland ain't all bad. I just see the good. Alicia makes fun of me for that, but because I just tend to be an optimist. I just don't. I don't believe anybody's 100% bad. I don't feel that way about anybody. Let's see here. Did you steal Michi's domain name? No, I did not. That's my domain name, and I'm not going to really talk about that. But I can just say that we had contracts, and contracts were violated. And so, because contracts were violated, I just chose to walk away from certain situations. I've had people I worked with, and if I can't work with you no more, I just can't work with you no more. But it's not, but it's just, I mean, people don't say what they're going to say. Let's see here. That should be the Revolt Summit. Yeah, it should be. I think Diddy's doing a good job with the Revolt Summits, though. Can you interview Dane Calloway from I'm Just Here to Make You Think? I don't know who Dane Calloway is, but I'll check it out. Wesley Muhammad, good brother. Yes, he is. Wesley Muhammad, another guy that stays on code. I love Wesley. I'm participating in his event in January in Chicago. It's going to be a manhood event. It's going to be very good. What's your opinion on, Patrick says, what's your opinion on Dr. Amos Wilson's blueprint for Black Power? I'm not going to tell you my opinion. I'm going to show you my opinion. I have the book right here. And it's an amazingly, look at that, 900 pages. And so shout out to Amos Wilson. I got his book right next to Dr. Claude Anderson's book, and I was actually going to incorporate that more into my conversations. Let's see here. Does anyone here believe that the Black people in America are the true biblical Hebrews? I don't get into religion like that, to be honest with you. It's, Patrick, music disc jockey, Dr. Boyce, I want to interview you. I don't do a lot of interviews, but sure, you can reach out. Email manager@boycewatkins.com. That's manager@boycewatkins.com. What do you think Tommy Sotomayor won't stop talking to you? Why do you think Tommy Sotomayor won't stop talking to you? I don't know what that means. About you. Oh, because Tommy is a good. Here's Tommy Sotomayor. Tommy Sotomayor is a guy who is an excellent radio show host. He is a Black Rush Limbaugh to an extent. He doesn't have the same politics as Rush, but he has a similar style. Tommy knows a lot about how to build an audience. He has a great radio voice. He has excellent equipment, better than mine. And he knows how to build an audience. And that's what radio and entertainment's all about. I don't take a lot of what Tommy says very seriously, because Tommy, he knows the formula for, creating controversy and views and stuff like that. So I think Tommy brings my name in, because you put my name in your video, you're going to get more views from it, right? So that's what I think Tommy's MO is. I don't even know if Tommy even takes a lot of the stuff he says very seriously, to be honest with you. I don't think he's a stupid guy. I think his partnership with Michi X was a little bit weird. It didn't quite add up. But it is what it is. Let's see, 82 Atlantic. Why do you keep talking about Tony and Yvette when you said you weren't fighting with Black people in 2019? I'm not fighting. Just because I talk about you don't mean I'm fighting you. But I will defend myself now. Don't get me wrong. I was hit on pretty hard for a very long time and didn't say much of anything. But I did actually say some things when I found out about Norris Shelton out of Louisville, Kentucky, my home city, who created the Descendants of American Slaves movement. And there was a lot of belief that there was a co-opting, that they had co-opted his movement because they had their conference in the same city. I introduced them to Dr. Kevin Cosby, who hosted the ADOS conference in Louisville. So I know I know North Shelton's hood. I know where that he studied there. So that it's not a coincidence that he happened to study at the place where they had their first convention. And I think that they could have probably done it better by mentioning Norris's name. You know, this is an elder, man. He spent 50 years creating the Descendants of American Slaves movement. And from what I gathered from Norris's Twitter, Norris too feels offended that, you know, that all this is going on and people acting like they did it. They were the first ones to do it. And I'm just telling you, you know, there people were talking about reparations before we were born. And I just think you got to show respect to the elders, you know. So I'm just kind of thinking on that particular issue. I found it also ironic, given that when I express support as an olive branch, I initially said as an olive branch, I said, you know, to Yvette, you know, because I think Yvette's smart. She's I don't like everything about her personality, but she's smart. And I just said I support the ADOS movement or something on Twitter. That's all I said. And then she came back, you're not going to co-opt this movement. You're not going to take this movement. And first of all, I was like, well, I thought ADOS was just a designation. I didn't know that there was a leadership structure. So I didn't know I was stealing something from you. But since you mentioned it, okay, fine, fuck it, I don't care. But then it's like later on when Norris Shelton pops out and says they co-opted my movement, again, it's kind of a hypocritical thing to say, don't co-opt my movement, but yet there's somebody out here saying you co-opted their movement. So go look it up. Don't believe me. Don't listen to me. If you're not sure or you think I'm just bullshitting you, this is all documented completely and fully on the internet. Like you can go Google all of this shit. This is not me making these things up. So that's my 2 cents. Dame Dash, is he good? Is he okay? I have no idea. Dame is you know what? Dame is a smart guy. He's a survivor, and I think he's gonna be all right. Bruce Wayne, Boyce, what do you think of people that get mad over your opinions? I mean, I don't know. If you ain't making somebody mad, then you ain't really doing nothing interesting. I'll tell you that much. I mean, you can't go through life looking for everybody to love you. That ain't gonna work. Believe me, I tried that. That don't work too well. You can't be scared to be yourself, man. You know, you're gonna have people that, you know, they're not gonna like it. And I personally believe the differences of opinion are what make the world go round. I love sitting with somebody who disagrees with me. I think it's great. You know, I don't understand these people who get mad and offended because somebody says something that, you know, disagrees with, like, I'm a Democrat and you're a Republican, so that means I have to hate you. I don't have to hate you. I want to learn from you. Tell me why you think that way. Tell me what your perspective is. I want to hear it. I might tell you that it's bullshit, but I still want to hear it. What do you think of a girlfriend that says she has a lot of guy friends? Man, I guess it depends on what kind of guy you are. I mean, I guess it maybe depends on how much time she's spending with these other guys. You know, if it's like a lot of like trips where they're all going places together, you got to be really disciplined to deal with that. I don't know. I'd be very thoughtful and careful about that one. You do know Tommy Sotomayor and Michi X are dating. Yes, I do know that. I knew that many months ago. I just never said anything. Tariq said something about it, but I never said anything about it. I was very surprised by it. I didn't see that relationship coming at all. Have you seen the documentary Who Killed Malcolm X that was supported by his family? No, I did not. I'd like to see that. Thank you for mentioning that. Al says, Dr. Boyce, I donated $15 on the Kaepernick episode. You forgot to shout me out. Oh man, I'm sorry, brother. Small request. Sent you email to your staff at address from Al Grammy. Please respond. I get a lot of emails. If you shout something out in your business or something like that, I can shout it out now. I can't promise you that I'll be able to reply to the email, man, because I get so many emails. I get overwhelmed. My head starts spinning, and I just can't make that promise, brother. I wish I could. But my manager's email address is manager@boycewatkins.com. If you email my manager, then if you have something that's very quick and to the point, something that we can, help you with, we will do our very, very best to do that. Let's see here. What do you think about the Hebrew Israelite movement? Says Noam. I think the Hebrew Israelites, I don't think you have to join to really appreciate what they do. I like the Hebrew Israelite community because, most Black people who are heavily indoctrinated into white supremacist systems are not prepared, willing, or capable of building their own. Like you say, let's go build our own school. They look at you like you're crazy. You say, let's build our own businesses. They think that's not possible. Like you say, let's build some wealth. They don't get it, right? But Hebrew Israelites get it. Hebrew Israelites, many of the Hebrew Israelites I know, I'm not going to typecast here, but most of the Hebrew Israelites I know are the very first ones to step out and want to build something of their own. Same thing with the Nation of Islam. So that's why I have mad respect for them, because I think that's the solution for Black people, getting away from white supremacy. So shout out to the Hebrew Israelites. You're not going to get no negative words out of me, even though we know no community is perfect. I know people, I've seen all the stories, up and down, good and bad, right? In every community, nation, it doesn't matter what the community is. I've heard all the good and bad, just like a lot of you have heard the good and bad about me. And what I've just learned is that the world is not perfect. People are not perfect, and if you're constantly looking for anything or anyone to be perfect, you're going to be looking for the rest of your life and you'll never find what you're looking for. So, I just see it as something where I see the good, and the good is that the Hebrew Israelite community is ready to build. And that's why I have so much respect for them. You talk, Brother Willie, you talk about how to make and get money, but if we the people realize who we are, shit, man, I lost your comment, brother. I'm so sorry, man. Damn. And it's gone too, brother. I'm sorry, man. Maybe you can copy and paste it, because I totally lost it. John says, I'm 25, want to get involved in the Black Business School recommendations. First of all, that's great. 25 is a great time to make your life great, excellent. If you do what I say, now at 25, you'll be close to being a millionaire by the time you're 35 or 40. So first thing, if you want to join the Black Business School, go to theblackbusinessschool.com and at least get a free membership, THE. That's theblackbusinessschool.com. You don't have to pay money. If you have money and you want to sign up for a premium program or something, then they don't cost that much. But if you don't have any money, that's okay. Come one, come all. We will give you more for free than your college gave you for $100,000. The second thing I would do is, once you get there, talk to one of our wealth specialists that are on the line. We got Jessica and Chanel, and they will talk to you about everything we offer, what we do. You can tell them about your goals, what you're trying to accomplish, and they can help find something that fits with what your expectation is. Now, in terms of what you want to understand at your age, at the age of 25, John, master the 3 pillars of wealth. And I'm going to tell you what they are in order of difficulty. The easiest to jump into is stock and bond investing. You can start investing in stocks in 10 minutes, literally. It's not that hard to do. It's very basic. You download one of those 3 apps, Acorn, Stash, or Robinhood, and get started. I'm telling you, just get started. Just get started. Learn after you get started. 2, secondly, would be entrepreneurship. If I were a young Black man, I would become an expert on entrepreneurship. I would read books on it. I would listen to podcasts on it. I would watch videos on it. I would talk to people about it. I would just indoctrinate myself into the culture of entrepreneurship, because there's nothing more powerful than a Black man that knows how to make his own money, that knows how to spot an opportunity and turn $1 into $2. Like, if you learn how to do that shit, you'll make a ton of money. Third thing is I would also learn real estate, because a lot of wealth, you saw when we listed all the billionaires, a big chunk of the billionaires in this country come from real estate. And real estate is actually one of the most significant ways that people gain wealth. Like, that's how people get out of poverty, is by owning some type of real estate. And then they become wealthy. They go to the top 10%, the top 1%, because after they buy their home, they start buying stocks. And the stock market has done really well. That's why a lot of the people in the 1%, I bet you 95% of the people in the 1% own stocks. I bet just a ton of them do. And the stock market's taken off. So if you haven't invested in the stock market, what's happened is that, your partner, your friend, you start off with your friend and you're at the same level. Your friend starts investing in stocks and their wealth is going this way. Your shit's staying flat, because you're not participating in the great economic revolution that's occurred in this country in the last 15, 20 years. So that's the goal, right? Resources. I see Michael uses the word resources. The word resources is the most important word for the 21st century and beyond for Black people. Accumulate resources. Let's see here. I see the homeschool curriculum is $9.99. We also have a Black Friday sale on this curriculum. We can arrange something for you. How about this? Send an email to support@theblackbusinessschool.com, support@theblackbusinessschool.com. Tell them that I said to give you a significant discount, the most significant discount that they can offer you, and they will take care of you. I promise you. So, and in fact, tell them to forward me the message. Tell them that I said to forward me the message, and I will confirm what discount I want you to have. But I want you to have a really good discount. I don't want the price to get into the way. Let's see here. How can I get into the Black Real Estate School? That's blackmoney104.com. That's the 4th class in our Black Money sequence. So let me see. I think the URL is blackmoney104.com, and that'll introduce you to our real estate curriculum. And so you can feel free to check that out. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Hey Doc, I agree with expanding our universe. Welcome home, brother. Is how I was greeted when I first arrived in the Middle East. Wow, that's real. That's awesome. That was Zach's comment. Rio says, I thought he didn't like women with black blood. Oh, I don't know who that was. Who are you talking about with that? Let me see. Let me see. I might have missed that first comment there. Are you going to the Breakfast Club? Says comment. First of all, thank you for your donation. And the answer is not anytime soon. I was supposed to go on there, and I swear I'm not making this up. Right in this, actually in this phone right here that I'm doing my Instagram on, Charlemagne texts me. We text like the last couple months has been like at least a couple times a week, and usually it's about something political or something that's happening. Um, and he did, and he asked me to come on. I said okay. We email. You have to email a guy. I forgot the guy's name, Eddie. And he said we email Eddie. We didn't hear back from Eddie, and then we email Eddie again. We didn't hear back from Eddie again, and then I hear Charlemagne up. I'm like, hey, we're not hearing from Eddie. He's like, oh, I got this. I got this. So we email Eddie. Eddie emails us back, and we're thinking everything's good. But then Eddie stops emailing again, and then we're like, and so something had come up. So usually with shows like that, here's the thing: if you ever are trying to be on TV or radio or anything, you have to be super patient and super respectful because big national media outlets are insanely busy. Like they're literally getting calls from everybody trying to be on the show. So sometimes you might get trumped by a bigger story or a bigger celebrity. Point blank, period. Think about this. It's the Breakfast Club, right? So if you got a choice between having Dr. Boyce Watkins or Cardi B, like whose call are you going to take first? Who are you going to make that slot available to? So when something happens and it gets canceled, my assumption is, well, they probably ran into a bigger, like a famous rapper. Maybe Rick Ross became available, and it is what it is, right? It is what it. Like I don't get disrespectful because Charlemagne is a guy. You'll never hear me talk bad about him because that brother has been good to me in terms of respect. Like I was on the Wendy Williams show like 6 times when he was working with Wendy. I've been on the Breakfast Club 4 times, so he can never have me on again ever. And I still won't say anything negative. He could literally have that happen 10 times. Each time he actually has apologized. Like he was like, man, sorry, brother's been real busy. Well, shit. Right now, being Charlemagne the God is kind of a big deal in the world of hip hop. He knows everybody. Everybody knows him. So, so I don't take any offense to it. It is a little bit inconvenient, right? Like I was, like I'm kind of like, damn, like man, like okay, I'm trying to figure out should I get my plane ticket or not get my plane ticket? I'm not getting a plane ticket unless I know for sure, unless we confirm, right? And so you're not really sure, but it's not like I'm mad. I don't get mad at him because that's the thing I think this is something I encourage you to consider. It's like if somebody's really done right by you over a long period of time and then they do wrong, or not even do wrong, even if they can't keep doing something that they might have done in the past in the way that they did it in the past. Like you can't just get mad and go off and be like, man, fuck him. Because I've seen that. I've seen people who have this like, what have you done for me lately mindset. You know what I'm talking about? Like people where you could do 1,000 things for them. And then they ask you for another favor and you say, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And suddenly it's like, well, fuck you, you motherfucker, you ain't shit. And next thing you know, they blasting you and all that. I think that's the thing that's probably actually been really confusing for me is that I've had people do that. Like literally some of the people that I've seen who've been the most belligerent about me online, like talk the most shit about me, were the people where I've been over backwards 1,000 times, like to where I'm like, what are you doing? Like, do you not remember anything that I did for you? Like, is that the way the world works? It kind of makes me a little bit sad. I don't get it. I really just don't get it. But anyway, I can't. Ain't no point in complaining about it. It is what it is. But I'm just telling you, like, it made me go out of my way to not do that. Like, I'm not gonna go out here and be like, man, fuck Charlemagne, man. He told me I was coming on, and then he didn't. Da, 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 da. No, man, Charlemagne is good with me, and I told him, I'm like, it's all right, brother. Don't worry about it. At your convenience. When you're ready, you just let me know, or if I'm in New York, I'll let you know and we can make it happen. It's gonna happen at some point. It just may not happen right away. And it certainly so is fucking gonna happen when I choose it. That's his show, right? That's why it's important to have your own platform too, right? Because I have a place I can go talk when I have something to say. And he does watch this show. He is on our email list. He does see the things that we put out there. Let me see. Dr. Boyce, please discuss the SCOTUS case with Charter and the Civil Rights Act of 1866. I think that Byron Allen is winning this lawsuit in the court of public opinion. I think Byron has succeeded. He has won already to me. for the community. The community's already won because Comcast is probably going to change their budget and their behavior as a result of all the negative publicity they received from the Allen case, and also from the fact that even regulators were calling for Comcast to be busted up as a result of the lawsuit. So we've already won. The community's already won. The only question left to answer is, will Byron Allen win? I don't know if Byron Allen's going to win. Because Byron Allen's, he's trying to get all his little shows on Comcast. It may come down to the case where they might say, Byron, we're not letting you in. Like, just go away. But at the same time, they let in, 5 or 6 other black networks, and they say, oh, we like black people. Here are our new black friends, Byron, motherfucker, right? That's what people do. That's what the institutions will do. They'll be like, well, fuck you. We're not giving you anything, but we're going to take care of this person and this person just to show you that we're not racist, right? Just like the NFL said, we don't want Kaepernick ever, but we'll take Jay-Z. We got Jigga now. Like, we don't need you. We got Jigga, right? That's what it is. That's how it works. Tariq said Byron's cooning. I don't know if he's cooning. I mean, he's got the white wife, but I don't know if that automatically makes you a coon. I get it makes you different. For me, I would marry a white woman, but I don't know. Let me see here. Travis, can you really make money with real estate? First of all, thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. He says, can you really make money with real estate with bad credit and no money down? Can you give a tip or two? The tip I would give is look into the FHA programs. So they have a lot of great programs for first-time home buyers. It's not as hard to get the loans as you might think. There are lots of sources out there. A lot of people don't try because they think that they're not going to qualify. I encourage you to try, but I also encourage you to get guidance from the experts. Julian Gordon is actually our real estate expert in the Black Business School, and he runs the Black REI group, which is really, really good. So if you go to theblackbusinessschool.com, that's theblackbusinessschool.com, you can actually ask them about the real estate programs, and we do actually have people there that are qualified to teach you how to get those loans, even if you have bad credit or no money down, or maybe you can save a little money and have a little money down and improve your credit a little bit. We actually have a credit repair expert, not just a credit expert period, who actually invented a credit app. His name is Castley. I think his last name is Johnson. Castley is going to teach a class all about credit, just how to improve it, how it works, all that stuff. That's going to be, I think, in December or January. If you go to drboyceseminars.com, that's drboyceseminars.com, that's going to be one of our upcoming seminars. So we got that one, the one on how to make money as a government contractor, and the one that's on the 26th on how to put together the perfect estate plan for your family with attorney Nicole Compton. So we have a lot of good stuff for you guys out here that you want to take a look at. Mark Anthony, any advice on dealing with a child support system that tries to pull you down? We actually in the Black Business School have the Black Legal Program, where attorney Nicole Compton is an expert on child support. So she's actually done extensive lectures on child support, how the system works, and all these other things. And she does Q&As about once every 2 weeks. She's really, really good with child support, legal affairs, and also with business startup. She's really good at that, with those things. So those are the things that you can actually talk to her about. Let me see here. Tadaz says, Dr. Boyce, I have an awesome economic plan. How would you suggest I promote the plan to gain membership? Well, I think you have to have people see it, which means you have to get traffic to whatever platform you have. So the 3 ways you get traffic, according to my friend Lamar Tyler, is you buy it, you build it, or you borrow it. So you either have to build it slowly, put it on social media, and continue to do that. But organic growth on social media is very hard to achieve. You probably want to either buy it or borrow it. Maybe there's somebody that has a bigger platform that you can get access to their platform or something like that. But being consistent with your message is very important too. So like, for example, my platform is not as big as some people's platforms. Some people have, like if I was a rapper or something, I probably have a big old platform because people pay more attention to rappers than they do to scholars. But what I do is I work the shit out of my platform. Like you guys see me here all the time, every day. And I'm very consistent with my message. And that's deliberate because I want you to know exactly who I am and where I stand and how I work. And whether you like me or not, you know what the fuck I am. You know what I stand for, period. And so I think when you do that, what that does is that lets people know that you're solid, that you're clear, that's who you are. You're not going to waffle. You're not going to waver. You're not going to be one thing one day and something else the next. So that's the thing. You like me or not. You can call me an asshole, but you can't call me inconsistent. You can't, if you say that, that's just not true. That's not even, you call me an asshole, I might agree. I'll be like, yeah, well, sometimes I can be an asshole. But you call me inconsistent, then I know that you're lying because I'm very consistent with my message and who I am. Nick Cannon agreed with Terrell Owens by saying that Max Kellerman is blacker than Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, I mean, if you assume that blackness means you agree with Colin Kaepernick on every issue, then yes. But if you believe blackness means freedom of thought and that there's no one way to be black and that blackness can vary depending on, who's displaying their blackness, then I can't agree with that entirely. I think Max Kellerman is a white liberal, who's very much in tune with very important issues in the black community. Stephen A. Smith is a black conservative. So the question is, who's blacker, a white liberal or a black conservative? I say, I say you could argue a black conservative is blacker than a white liberal because black people are conservative sometimes too. In fact, black people are more conservative than they are liberal, to be honest with you. Black people don't go for all that LGBT shit. Black people don't go for all that feminism shit. Black people don't give a fuck about environmentalism. Black people don't give a fuck about kissing their dogs on the mouths and shit like the liberals do. Like black people, there are a lot of things liberals do. Tell me if you know what I'm talking about. A lot of things liberals do where black people are like, that is so weird. Like we don't even get down like that. We just get down with them because they came along and helped us with civil rights and they help us on police brutality and things like that. But by the way, if you're on Instagram, you're about to go away, but just stay right there. I'm gonna bring you guys right back. But seriously, like I just really think that we got to get beyond this idea of believing that if you're black, you have to be liberal, you have to be a Democrat. And if you're not liberal and you're not a Democrat and you don't agree exactly with what Kaepernick is doing, that you're not black enough. I don't look at it that way. I just don't. And I know people might think that's cooning. I don't care what people think. It doesn't matter because I know I'm not a coon, so I don't really care what you think. Because at the end of the day, Kaepernick ain't perfect. Seriously, Kaepernick's got a strategy, but his strategy is not foolproof, and it ain't like none of these people are doing all this for the community, right? Kaepernick has 100, probably between 20 and 40 million dollars in the bank, right? He's a multimillionaire who was criticizing Jay-Z for being a capitalist. And I'm like, but you're a bigger capitalist than a lot of people. You got $40 million in the bank, bro. Like, doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Like, money is okay. Where do we get that from? Where do we get this idea that somehow if you make money and you're black, you are a corrupt, evil capitalist? Where did you get that? I mean, it's a serious question. You get this because a lot of people that lean to the left, some lean extreme left into socialism and communism, where they vilify the rich on a regular basis. They vilify rich people. I don't believe in vilifying rich people because the black community needs rich people so we can build some goddamn infrastructure. We can't have everybody run around here broke and butt naked, run around the fucking diaper with a hole in it, trying to survive when we're trying to build a community. You cannot build a community when everybody's poor. So Jay-Z was absolutely correct when he said, I can't help poor people if I'm one of them, right? So I'm not trying to say he's perfect. I'm just trying to say that he's got a point, right? So Kaepernick, again, I mean, whoever, who I support the most? I support anybody who is making infrastructural changes in the community. And I don't really see a lot of people out there doing this. The people I support the most, from my perspective, are the ones who go to a hood and say, we're going to build 10 schools in this hood for black children. So black children can be educated by black teachers and be properly prepared to compete in the world. I would not give a flying fuck if you voted Republican in the last 25 elections. It would not matter to me. If you're helping black children get a solid black education on black history and self-empowerment and building their own community and how to make a dollar without begging a white man and kissing a white man's ass, then I cheer for you. I support that. I love it. Because who you are politically is secondary to where your loyalties lie and where your investment is going. A lot of these motherfuckers out here talking about they pro-black and woke and black fist and all that, they do a lot of talking, but ain't doing no building, ain't creating nothing, ain't building nothing. Seriously, they could tell you, they could criticize all day, but ain't building. Show me how many kids you've educated. Show me how many jobs you've created. How many black people have you helped to feed their children or to make a better life for themselves? If you can show me that, then that's what's going to impress me. And at that point, I don't care what your politics are, because I know what your politics are based on what you did with your money and what you did with your labor. Your actions tell me more than your words. And we got a whole lot of so-called fake woke people running around here doing a lot of talking, but ain't doing a whole lot of doing. And we got to get past that. Seriously, rhetoric is a good start. Rhetoric is okay. There's a place for talking, right? Talking is important, but talking has to convert in something substantive and meaningful that gets the result. You must solve a problem and achieve a goal, right? So that's it. All right, guys, I gotta go. I got my woman upstairs. I got her waiting on me, and I don't think she's ready. Hey, babe, you ready? We're gonna watch a movie or something. You wanna come and say hi to my friends? I've been talking so much shit on the internet. I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
What'd you say?
Just all kinds of stuff. Just I did my Friday night confessional.
What'd you confess?
Everything. I just told them exactly what. Didn't I? Wasn't I honest? Didn't I tell you guys exactly what I was thinking? Right. So
What
I'm
was on your
all the
mind? I
hate.
missed the whole
It was
thing.
everything. We talked. I literally told them I answer any question you ask on Saturday night. I will ask you can ask me any question and I will answer any question. Oh, here we go. Like, what do you think about Dr. Umar Johnson's school? I would like to see a school, and then I can tell you what I think
His
about it.
school?
Yeah, if he shows me the school, then I will support it. I'll
How
get. I
much?
mean, I made a small donation. It wasn't much. It was like $25. But he
Oh,
doesn't believe it. He said that he says I have no record of Dr. Watkins making it. Well, I didn't put no fucking. It's in the PayPal or something. Wherever the link was, I did give money to it. Like I'm not gonna make it up, but it wasn't a lot. It was like $25. And I gave $5,000 to Freedom Home Academy International. Now, how about this? If he just as an olive branch, if he does build that school and I see that school, I will do a tour of the school, promote the school, and make a donation to the school. And in fact, I actually lost a friend. I had a friend. There's this lady at Princeton, and I think she might be LGBT. I'm not sure. I think that's what pissed her off because she
okay.
she hated Umar, right? She couldn't stand it, and so she hit me up. I forgot Perry, Imani Perry, and Imani literally told me, I got that Facebook message. I gotta go find it.
Mm-hmm.
She said, since you support Umar Johnson's school, I cannot be your friend. I cannot be associated
She
with you.
can't be your friend because of
Yes,
what you did?
yes, and I told her to fuck off. I said, fuck you. Like you're not gonna tell me. Like you mean to tell me you're not gonna associate with me because I want to support this brother's school? Like, are you kidding me? So it makes me sad. Like I lost a friend and a poor she's a Princeton professor. Like obviously she's like smart. I'm sure that can benefit me in some way, right? But I told her to fuck off. I said, I'm sorry. Well, you can't tell me who my friends are and what I can support. Like that's crazy. Like that was when the beginning of cancel culture when they started canceling people just because you believe something different from me or I'm not going to be your friend because you voted for this person or that person. I don't do that. I will never tell somebody I'm not going to be your friend because you voted for Trump or Hillary because I don't think it matters honestly. It doesn't, you know.
Okay.
So
She
anyway,
wasn't much of a friend to begin with.
I know she wasn't. I thought we were becoming cool with each other.
Her
I
loss
invited her to
choice.
participate. I invited her to participate in the event I did in 2013, where I invited Marco My Hill, Cornell West, Estia Brown, and Amani Perry, and a couple other people in Brooklyn. And we still have video footage from that. Actually, it's abncdigital.com, All Black National Convention, abncdigital.com. If you go there, that video's still there. And I basically invited them all in, and we did like this thing in Brooklyn.
What you all talk about?
Everything that was black, the new paradigm,
Okay.
it was called Wealth, Education, Family, and Community, a new paradigm for Black America. I also did another one with Minister Farrakhan in Chicago, and
I remember you doing
yeah,
that. I
yeah.
didn't go to it,
I
but
was the fat voice at that time. I was still
oh,
chubby,
yes,
I
you
know,
are.
and yeah, and it was really cool, like and so it's just kind of like I think I didn't have an understanding of how the politics work in America now, like with online energy is so crazy and so toxic. Like everybody,
It's toxic.
it's like well, it can be very toxic for some in some spaces where people are just running around shooting each other down, like pew pew
Oh,
pew, and you
I
have
do
no
not spend a lot of time on social media, which I think is pretty ironic
yeah.
because that's your whole life.
Well, what I like
I
about
just
it,
don't
well,
see
what I
it.
like
I don't
about it is I
know.
like the fact that I get that there are people out there that have sense, right? And
Hmm.
and, and I can talk to people that kind of get it, right? But then you have a
Yeah.
lot of people that don't get it. Like I have to have moderators in the chat that like are
Um,
shooting down assholes that are coming into the
Here's what
chat
I don't
saying,
understand. Like, if you don't, if you're saying something and someone and it doesn't resonate with you, why don't people just turn it off? Like,
um,
why should they say?
well,
I don't
actually,
understand.
well, I believe that a lot of the trolls are just people that have no life. They have no,
Okay.
they literally they get pleasure out of
If
like
they like it, they
being
like it. If they
disruptive,
don't, they
right?
don't.
Right. So actually feel like these are kind of like miserable fucks for the most part.
Oh,
And but I think in general, what I do though is I think one area where I'm different from the online world is I kind of like to hear from people that disagree with me. I like hearing their perspective. It does not offend me. Even if you hate black people, if you're not a threat to me, it doesn't offend me. I really want to understand you so that I can figure out how I can navigate in the world better. Because you navigate in the world better and find what you're looking for if you achieve understanding. And I think that when you are disregarding and dismissing people, for no reason, or because you dehumanize them without even hearing them out, I think that you're actually putting yourself at a disadvantage because you're turning half the world dark.
Well,
You know,
yeah, I don't throw it. Like most people I listen to, I agree with about 70, 80% of what they say.
mm.
I don't have to agree all of it.
That's
Some
another.
of the stuff you say, I mean, we agree
Oh, we don't.
80% of the
Oh, she got
time.
mad as hell at me today when I did the R. Kelly video. She was like, Boyce, well, I just think that you have to understand. In fact, I don't even want to talk about it
Let's not even
because
bring it up.
it'll be an endless circular conversation that will never end, and we gonna have that one in
But
public.
no victim blaming.
Well, anyway, so
Okay.
but yeah, but I agree with you. I really do think though at the same time, I think that's a sign of like of intelligent people versus unintelligent leaders versus sheep is that I think in most intelligent people, if they're really listening to what you're saying, they're not going to agree with everything. If somebody says 10 things, the odds that you're going to agree with all 10 of those things should be zero, right? In my opinion, if you're a critical thinker. But if you're not a critical thinker and you're just a follower, then yeah, you're going to agree with all 10 things because all you're doing is following what they believe. So they start telling you like, oh, we should eat more lettuce. You're like, yes, eat more lettuce,
Well,
right?
they need to do the research on their own too. I mean, they can't.
Mhm.
No one can just like believe everything you say 100%. I mean, they should look it up.
Well, I don't want people to believe everything I say. I'm not. My goal
They
is
should,
not. My goal is not to tell people what to think. You know, I really want more thinkers in our community. You know, but that's my bias because everybody's not a thinker. You know, there's always a divide between the people that try to think and the people that don't want to think. You know, and I believe in, I believe in talking to thinkers. I like other thinkers. You know, so we can make each other better. You know, iron sharpens iron, and I don't think your iron gets sharpened when everybody's just agreeing with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I
yeah.
like talking to you. You're good. We're good thinkers together.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah. So I think the key word for today that I really want you guys to carry around with you is tolerance. You know, like you can get mad, you can talk shit about somebody's opinion if you want. I think that's okay. But I think tolerance and kind of, really, I think a really great challenge for yourself is to talk to someone that you really disagree with and really see if you can understand them and empathize with their point of view enough that you actually can appreciate why they think that way. Like you can really see, okay, I see why a person in your position with your experience would feel that way. And even I can't do it all the time. I mean, sometimes I get, sometimes you get so entrenched. Sometimes you get so entrenched in a point of view that you can't see another perspective. But when I'm at my best, that's what I do because then you just become so much more fluid in the world. And I think the world is headed to a bad place. I think we have too much division. The country is more divided than it was during the Civil War. So I think all these divisions, like along racial lines, economic lines, etc., that's what's going to destroy America. Like when America goes down, that's going to be one of the factors that destroys America. Debo says, get two PhDs together, mixed with some Black power, and you got Dr. B and Alicia. That's very nice. Thank you. Oh, all right. Well, we get married July 11th. All y'all are invited. It's going to be in the south side of Chicago, so feel free to come out. We look forward to seeing you guys there. And anyway, I'm going to head on out, guys. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button before you go. One more time, if you want to go to theblackbusinessschool.com, feel free to go visit the website. There may actually be somebody in there right now you can talk to. THE, that's theblackbusinessschool.com. Vanessa says it's 6 more days to her birthday. So say happy birthday to Vanessa.
Hey.
Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, don't say hey, say happy birthday.
Okay, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
She's a Sagittarian.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, let me see. Somebody says y'all need to be on the show Black Love. Oh no. Well, actually, we do have a movie called The Black Love Blueprint. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but we're actually doing a part 2 on the movie, and the part 2 of the movie will be called The Black Love Blueprint Part 2. #Boyce and Alicia. So we actually.
How's that going? Are we getting that going?
We're getting the crew.
Yes. I'm letting you do whatever.
Shar is pulling together the crew. Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to shoot a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. As we get ready for the wedding, and of course shoot the big day and all that stuff. So anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Let me see here. No, I was saying your wedding is 6 days from my birthday. Oh, okay. So her birthday is 6 days away from the wedding.
Maybe she can come for her birthday.
Yeah. Power Woman says, can Dr. A sit in sometimes? We got to talk about that. We got to see how.
I don't know. You don't want
see how that one's going to go.
I don't know.
Demetra says you didn't answer my question. See, when people, you shouldn't say you didn't answer my question. You should say you didn't answer my question. And my question was, because then I can answer the question right
Yeah,
then.
it's so hard. Voice on that. Oh,
Well, sometimes
that's
people.
a tough one. It's
Sometimes
tough
people.
to, like,
Well,
go through the
what'll
questions.
happen is sometimes. Yeah, I can't
And
catch you. I
people
can't catch
get,
your question.
like, insulted because I didn't answer the question.
Right. Well, what happens is some people will say, "Did you see my question?" And I'll be like, "No."
No, and you don't feel like you have to really scroll
No,
down.
right, but I'll be like, no. I just answered your question. Your question was, did you see my
Oh,
question?
and
And the answer is no, right? So you shouldn't say that. You should just like cut and paste your question, right? Like repeat your question, and then that way I'll see the question as you're telling me I didn't answer. Does that make sense? Does that make
That's
sense?
smart.
So it's kind of like recursive thinking, I guess. Anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Peace.
Where